should be fine. Okay, dokie. So, last night was a brain buster. Damn. I figured out everything we needed to figure out. I didn't go too much further. I literally just figured out the issues we were having. I made a couple of functions, and then I'll show you obviously what I did now. But today's gonna be quite the lengthy stream. Yeah, I'm gonna go for about 4 hours. Then I'm gonna go get some food, and then I'm gonna eat and come back again until I don't know, until I'm too tired to go on. I'm just waiting for the project to load up. I was just waiting for the engine to just verify all the files, just make sure everything's there. I need my third screen back. Alright, there we go. Fantastic. Alright, so all I did really was I finished off that little problem we were having. Okay, so let me just show you what we have so far. Delete this quick. Okay, so here's what we have so far. So last night we got the resource monitor working. But remember, we were having the issue where it was minusing things in a very bad way. So I also just made it so that the system updates everything. So as you can see, it was 25 and it will now actually use 25. So how we did this, something's very wrong again. This is a weird glitch. And just try again. Yeah, I don't have the resources apparently. Okay, let's figure out what's going on. Anyway, so I'm going to show you what I did. That hit. Okay, so from that nightmare of this yesterday, we basically got up to something like this. I'm going to delete all this because it's not used anymore. So, let's see. So, I basically had to change a couple of things. This is changed as well a little bit. Wait a minute. That didn't save. That's what was the issue. Alright. Okay, cool. So, to try this again, just making sure. There we go. Now it's working. What is going on? This was working perfectly fine last night. So yeah. If this is false, Or does this have to return true again as well? It's also possible. I don't remember. It's some of my stuff didn't save from last night. There we go. Now it's right. Okay, cool. So now I can just check the same thing with the house. We won't have enough materials to do it, so it's perfect to show off the entire system. So you see, we can't use wood, but also doesn't use the stone. So, I guess technically, we could change this up a little bit more, where we say instead of minusing like the average things that we need, we could minus every single type of resource. So we say like we add all the resources together, so it'll be like 50 workers needed to make it, and then it minuses one at a time basically. But yeah, let me just reset my inventory. And the house turns. Yeah, a lot of my stuff just changed now. Like, the hell? Hmm. Yeah, a lot of things are not saved. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna close this. 1 sec, let me just find the others. Oh, shoot. Window. What, viewport. And I guess event graph. There we go. Begin play. Check construction. Check complete. Spawn actors, ignore collisions. Strange. Alright, let's try this again. This was working perfectly fine last night. That worked. Stockpile. What don't we have? That's the question. See, I still think it should minus the stone, maybe. So let's check the use resource. Ah, this is why, because it's returning a false. So what it should do is it could say like local variables, and we say something like success. So what we do is then we set success to false. Right, and here we set success to true, and then at the end of it we return success. That's what it probably should do. Let's try that again. Okay, so that's not exactly what we needed. Maybe success false there. Try this again. Okay, checks. We have 10 wood left. 8, 6, 4, 2. So that was fine. Now stockpile. Yeah, so you see it's adding on, but it's not using both the resources. So I think the way we're doing it is Yeah, I'm gonna actually do a proper tutorial on this when we get everything sorted out. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Just 2 minutes, guys. Alright, now that I'm back. 1 second. Okay, I need to refresh my IP. And here we go. Come on, refresh. Okay, so I need to mute this. Alright. I just need to get comfortable again. So let's see. Yeah, we don't need this. Bum 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 bum. Actually, no. This success is not going to be set here. This success is either has to be set See, the easy way to do this would be just to constantly, like, if something requires like 25 wood, then you would hit it 25 times and it would take 1 wood every single time. That's one way we could do it, really. Maybe we should do that. Maybe. Okay, so let's just see. I'm thinking, would this be the way? Would it be the way to do it? Should it be the way to do it? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, let's keep it as is for now. And then we'll do it the other way later. So this is going to be like the alpha version, basically, of our construction proxy. We'll have another one that does it single hit. So, for example, if our building, here's our little hut, well, you can't see it, I'm just drawing it, and requires 5 wood, right, and 5 stone, right, then we would have to hit this thing 10 times with our hammer, for example, or like our tool to build, right? So our build tool would be used 10 times, and every time it would use 1 wood, then it would use this next wood, then it would use the third wood, and the fourth wood, then the fifth wood, and then it would start using the stone. So that could probably work. Maybe let's rethink this system and do that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. So we're not gonna need this success thing anymore. We're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna rethink this entire thing. So the first thing we're gonna have to do then is on begin play. Well, in construction really, it's fine. We'll just do this. So what we need to do is actually we need to do a for each loop in our materials needed at the begin play, right? We need to basically, we're going to set our work needed to that. So we're not going to pass work needed anymore. It's just going to be, so if we press play, it will give us a bunch of errors. Oh no, it's not. Okay, that's fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say get the element. I guess break. Yeah, that's fine. So what we do now is for each element, we're going to now say work needed. We're going to set our work needed to work needed plus, actually, yeah, plus this amount. Right. So there we go. And that is now our work needed. Cool. When we complete, then that's the next part. That if we need to add anything else in. So now I'm gonna quickly let's see, should we add where's our build progress bar? I'm gonna edit this a little bit and add an overlay onto this vertical box. And on top of that, we're also gonna add text. So this text is in the middle, smaller, let's say like 18. Lord Sidious. Alright, now this text, we're going to create a binding to our materials needed, but we're gonna have a here a build progress and just say work needed. Okay, great. So compile that. It equals to work needed. Get. So here we need to format. Okay, we'll format text. So this is work needed slash work done. So work. Oh no, other way around. Okay, it's fine. Work done is our work needed, and then another one, and call this work done. So I guess we can just do this. But it should be the other way around, honestly. Okay, great, and that's what it will return. Compile. Now, in our construction proxy, we also need to then grab our progress bar, build progress bar. So obviously on completed, we need to set work needed to our work needed. Okay, compile. So if we press play and we create a proxy, so there it is, 50 out of 50. Now if we create a house, for example, 76 work needed. Okay, cool. Working. So the next thing we need to do is here when we check, what do? We check construction, right? We don't need check complete now. So build progress will be our progress, that's fine. And our progress bar, actually. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is set work done. Because, I mean, it's already there, so might as well do it, right? It's already in the display section, it's all going to be fine. Work done. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to say use resource and then just return true. Doesn't really matter. I just wanted to return true quickly every single time, just so that it adds on to our build progress. That is 1, 2, 3. So we're going to keep on clicking. So now we've built it halfway, so we've used up all of the wood in this case, and then all of the stone will get used up to make the stockpile. I also changed the collision so we can actually run across this thing now. Here we'll have actual things that get stockpiled, obviously. Okay, cool. So let's then go like this. So here, basically what we're doing is we're getting a resource, we're getting an array of our materials needed, and then we're clearing it completely. This is basically going to check which materials we need. So for example, we have in our stockpile, we have wood, right? And then we also need wood and stone. So now it's checking, have we used up all the wood we need to? Yes or no? And then does the same with the stone and makes the array. So when we just start something, our materials needed will be true and true. And when we get through 25 work, for example, our materials will become false and true. So this just clears that array every single time. Then it does a loop and it checks our materials needed. And then it says, is one of those bigger than 0? If true, yes, we need the material. If no, we don't need the material. Cool. So, actually, it should be bigger than 1, right? Oh, no, bigger than 0 is fine. Because it will be 1 if it's less than 1 in a sense. Alright. Cool. So, completed. Yes, perfect. Then we check, does our materials needed contain a true? So it will find the true. If true, that's when we're going to start things. So if false, we return an immediate finish this building. Well, add work to it, which we probably shouldn't do, but we'll have it do that just for now. So in a sense, we could get the same by just doing that, and we could still finish our work without actually doing anything. There we go. Okay, cool. So we're checking, does it contain a true? If so, it needs to clear our inventory resources and our resource amounts, because we want to basically have this reset. So there we go. It clears. Now we're going to basically restart this entire thing, I think. So I'm going to just drag this up, and I'm going to duplicate it so we have a copy of it just in case. Alright, so what's the next thing we do? Well, we need to basically we need to check our player's inventory first, right? So that's what this does. So we're going to grab this again, just duplicate it. Now we'll delete everything we don't need. I'm basically showing you how this is all done. Okay, so I'm going to drag this down a bit more because we're going to need quite a bit of space. So that's the first thing we do. So now we check our player's inventory, and then we kind of need to store it. So we say set our inventory resources. No, sorry, it's an add. It's add inventory resources, not set, add. So we need to add to our inventory of resources, our player's inventory. This is like a local storage of our player's inventory. So we add to it our types of resources. And then we add how many of those resources we have. So there it is, and the amount. So let's just make sure this is all nice and neat, because this is going to get very messy. And this blueprint is a very messy blueprint, and thus we kind of need to make sure everything is nice and neat. So here we go. I like to place all of my reroute nodes in like a... Basically, I use too many of these, but better too many than too little, I always say. Okay, that's good enough. Cool. So once we've done that, we can now carry on with the rest of the loop. So what we're going to do, instead of doing it this way, where we actually go through the entire loop, I'm going to slowly delete these pieces. Don't delete them. So see here, we now check our materials needed, and then what we do is we go through the entire loop and minus everything. What we want to do is we want to get the materials needed on array 0, for example, alright? So what we want to do is we actually want to check where is this material needed, right? Let's try it that way. So we get our materials needed, and then we find an item of where it is true. This will return the first instance of true, which will be the first thing that it needs. So what we do now is we get our materials needed, okay, and we get a reference of that. Actually, we could just get a copy rather, because we're going to set this anyways. So get a copy of this index, okay, because we are reading it from here, so it'll always be the same. We could technically, what we could do is we could do something like this. We could say clear, right, to be always sure. So we could say clear, then you want to do something like this. You say resize. Right, so we can just resize this to be the same length as the materials needed. Get length, right? And then what we do is we say, instead of adding material needed, what we do is, if true, we just set the array element at that index. So what we can do is we can grab our materials needed and then say set array element. So if true, set the array element of our materials needed at the index. That's basically the other way to do it. It's just exactly like this, and we say our material needed is bigger than 0, so material is needed. Otherwise, false it. So otherwise, boop, boop, copy all of this. And index we already have, and it's false. Okay, and cool. So that's what it will do then instead. So this is basically just going to make sure that it's the same amount of things as what our materials needed array is, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so save that. So next, we're now going to say, does it contain a positive? So we need materials? Yes. So it clears our inventory storage, and it then sets our inventory storage once again to be sure that everything is clear. Then we find the first instance, and we get the materials needed at that instance, right? So what we do then is we basically want to break this, just split it. So when we complete it, what we want to do is we actually want to grab our materials needed, set the array element. So it's going to be a slightly easier way to do it. So we're going to set the array element. Okay, to basically we're going to we don't need to make it, we can just split it here as well. Split the structure to our resource type and the amount minus 1. Okay. At index of our found variable. And then I made a function called remove resource from player. And this is pretty easy because what it does is index is we getting the resource from the player. Let me just see how we did it here. What was the index we used? That was the index of our materials needed array index. Oh wow, okay, wait, that could have been causing a lot of issues if that's actually what was happening. Oh no, that was something else. Yeah, index is this, so it's this line here, correct? Yes. So it's this center line which goes into find inventory resources. So it goes into this. Okay. Okay, so we add it. So when we complete it, this is what we actually need to do. We need to find our resource first before we actually minus things. So we check where is that material needed. So what we need to find is this. So I'm going to quickly remove all of this because it's not needed just yet. So we find in our inventory resources, we find the resource that we need. So this just gets basically the type of resource, right? And the amount we can also get at the same time because why the hell not? And this is basically the index. So what we do is we're going to first say remove resources from player at index of this. Okay. Now, we're not just gonna, well, we can just do it straight off, but we need to do a couple of checks first. Well, we'll do this for now. Amount to remove 1. Cool. And then what we want to do is materials needed. Set array element at index, which is, where is it? There, at this index, to our item type and amount minus 1. And there we go. So let's check if this works. So wait, once we have done that, then we will need to just set the materials again because... So this should now minus just wood, right? So stockpile, there we go. So there's an inventory that minus the wood only up until we are at, it's a 0, and then starts minusing our rock. Okay. Okay, fantastic. And then it starts to add work. Hey, original, how you doing? So then, once this is completed, we set the materials and then we can return. Because we're not doing any loops here, so we can just return a true. But this is only if we have enough of these materials. So for example, there we go. Now we're going to minus the 50 wood. So there's our starting to do more work. So there's our 6 scrap that is left that we need to do. And there we go. Alright, cool. So that was doing the first basic build. Now, the stockpile, however, it will still trigger it because we're not actually checking if we have less inventory than what we actually have. So this is now going to be the next thing that we need to do. Is just fix the fact that we can just constantly do this without any repercussions. So this resource amount, we want to check if it is bigger than 0. And that's basically the only thing what we need is a branch. So if true, go on. If not, however, then we want to just return a false. We say we can't build until we have that item before the next item, which would make sense, I guess. Okay, so we check, turn, cool. So I'm gonna build another house quick and click a bunch of times. How's everybody in chat doing? This is quite a mission last night to get this working, but we finally got it. Well, I finally got it off screen just before I went to bed. So now we have no wood, so we shouldn't be able to build the stockpile, correct? There we go. We don't have the resources, so now I'm going to give myself my resources back, and now we can carry on building. Now this, there we go. There we go. We built our little stockpile. Now let's build another stockpile and just make sure that this works when we're about to run out of resources. So there we go. Alright, so now we don't have any resources. Cool, perfect. Now we have 2 stockpiles and a hut. So what does that all mean? Well, basically we just simplified our system from this to about that by doing just a simple little change in mechanics. So basically, yeah, we just saved quite a bit of work. So now all we have to do is just clean up this blueprint, and then I'm going to show you the 2 functions that I made yesterday before I went to bed. They're very easy, really not too difficult. All they do is they just remove the resources from our player's inventory when we call the function. Cool. So I'm going to show you guys the first thing. So here is remove resources from player. This index needs to move a little bit. 1 second. Where is it going from? Okay, so there to there to there. I like to have my nodes all nice and clean here. To there. Okay. Cool. So here's our remove resources from player. So what it needs is the amount to remove and the index of the resource. So how we get this index is, remember, we add our entire player's inventory into an array called inventory resources and inventory resource amounts. So we actually have the player's inventory stored within the construction proxy, and basically we're finding the resource that needs, right? So for example, materials needed, it finds the resource. For example, wood, it finds wood in there, it gets the index of that find, it sends the inventory resource amounts to, that index to our resource inventory amounts, which will be the same as our inventory resource. It checks, is it bigger than 0? Yes, then it can remove things. So that index that we get from our inventory resources is the index of our inventory item within the player, and then we just remove 1 from it. So all we do is we just minus it, make sure it can't go lower than 0, can't go more than 99 in this case, and item amount, that's the amount that we are adding, which is the new amount. We minus it from our current one, and yeah, then we set the array element and we return. Very simple function, very easy. Now, where's the Steam notification? Oh, I removed it. You guys were complaining. Alright, so we changed up this little system to now do this, which is really easy in a sense. You can rewind and check it out if you missed it. There's our new stockpile. You guys want to see my Steam notification? Well, here you go. There's my Steam. No notifications, unfortunately, so I'll let you know when it's there. Alright, so what's next? Oh, yes, I had to show you guys a couple of things. So, last night I started the resource gathering. I didn't really do anything special. I literally just imported the meshes for my tree. It's very confusing, but don't worry, it's just because I made it in Blender, and I'm not very good with Blender, so I just made a tree stump. So I made 4 trees, and they all have different fill values in a sense. So, well, the 75 and the 100 don't have a difference for some reason. I did have an extra triangle on here, but... So I just made a very simple tree, as you can see. And as we use this tree and chop it down, you see it gets smaller and smaller. So that's basically all that I did is I imported all of that, and I made a resource node master blueprint. Now, this is basically it's nothing. It just has the five meshes that it needs. It has an amount of resource and the max amount of resources that you can get, as well as a resource type. So it's not actually finished yet. I just didn't want to go too far. So obviously the resource type will be wood. Then we fill in all of our things. You get 300 wood, and the maximum is 300. So that amount is actually going to change. It's not going to be visible all the time. I was just testing the little script that checks our resource node state. So this amount on construction, actually, we're going to set the amount to our max amount, and then random integer in range, I guess. So this will be the max, and the min will be our max amount minus no, we'll have it like, let's say minimum will be like 10, and the maximum will be that. Cool. So that's the only thing we're going to change, and then set the static mesh to 100 in the beginning, and then it will check on event tick. Actually, on begin play, it will do get resource node state once, and then it will do the rest. Then it will check every second. It will check our resource state, which will first basically get a percentage. I don't know why I had to do it like this. It's a very stupid thing, but okay, we don't need this anymore. I had to basically convert the things into floats and then put them back. It was a mission. Anyways, so oops. So basically it just does a check of our percentage of our resources, and it sets the mesh accordingly. So if the resource is 100%, less than 101%, so if it's from 100 to 75% or 74%, it will have static mesh of 100, and then down the line to 0. Okay, very easy, very, very simple. So wood, perfect. Compile. Great. So next what we're going to do is we need to have a resource gathering mechanic. Alright, so I'm going to add, guess what I'm going to add? A sphere collision. So this sphere collision, so we're going to say like our gathering radius is 3 meters. So that's what you guys saw in the beginning, is this tree. So if you're standing within this gathering zone of our tree, you can gather from the tree. That's fine. That's fine. Obviously, right? It makes sense. So that's fine. So on begin overlap, we're immediately going to this, and we're going to say player in radius. Set it immediately. And on end overlap, guess what it's going to do? It's going to set the opposite. So end overlap. Actually, wait, yeah, we need to first, instead of just immediately setting things, I guess we should just do something like this. So we check if this other actor get class equals to our top-down character. Top character, there you go, perfect. And then do a branch. Oh, actually, we don't even need a branch. We just do this. Yeah, I think that actually would have just fine. Sorry, I had like a little brain fart there, just had to think. So here we just need to do a knot. Oh wait, no, wait. This if it leaves, it's immediately not even. Oh, I don't want to, because if something else leaves, it's not gonna do it. So cool, perfect. So save. So then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna check. I'm gonna do a sequence here, just because I don't want to have to split this up. So here we go. No. Print a string, and what I want to do is I just want to print if we're in the radius, just to make sure it's working. Alright, so we're going to press play. So false, true. False, true, false, true. Okay, cool. So now we know that we are in the radius, right? So basically every 1 second we'll check if we get our resource node state. Then we're going to create a function and say gather resource. Okay, I'm gonna do one thing quickly. I want to make sure resource. How do you? Okay, I have been spelling it correct. There we go. Resource. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. What's that? Play it again. Okay. So next. So gather resources. Well, first of all, make sure that we are in the radius. That's important, because if we're not in the radius, we don't want to do anything, right? So if false, return. Immediately, just return it, and don't even try. Now, what I want to do is here, I'm going to add a input, and this input is actually going to be our player. So our player controller will basically be an input in our function. The reason I want to do that is because then I don't have to cast every time. So this input is actually our top-down controller reference. So what happens is this is our controller. There we go. So what do we do? If it's true, I'm just gonna drag this up there. Add a reroute node. Perfect. Make it nice and pretty. So if true, all you do is we're going to grab our amount. Right? We're going to minus. Wait. No, we're not gonna do just minus. Controller, and I'm just going to say max amount. So this is basically going to be an integer that we're going to have, like, for example, if we have different gathering tools, so like we have like a hatchet, for example, right, is going to do a lot more damage than like, I don't know, like a knife, right? So it can gather a lot more than just like punching a tree. So the max amount we're also going to need then up there. Add a reroute node. Okay, so if true, then what we do is we're going to say set the amount to our current amount, okay, minus a, well, I guess random integer, and that will be the maximum, right? So there's a chance that we don't gather anything at all, right? And then what we want to do is we want to set that to the new amount. Now, this very same integer, we now need to add to inventory. So what we do is, let me just think. Down, dee, down, dee, down. Let me just think how we're going to call this. So we'd probably call it from the player controller. We're going to gather resource, but we need to see what resource we are within, right? So okay, now I know how we can do it. Okay, so we set the amount, and then what I want to do is I guess we could just get inventory. Okay, then what we need to find, okay, so now I'm gonna create the same thing, like, so this will be resource type, right, resource, right, player resource, player inventory resource index. Right, so this will be resource type, and this is an array. So what we can do is we just grab our inventory, then we want to for each, right? So for each we want to then loop body, we want to add before we add. I want to clear first, because that's the issue we were having last time as well. Once upon a time. Okay, so cleared. Then we want to split this pin, and I want to add okay, so it adds. Then on complete we want to grab this and then find an item of our resource type, and that will be the index. So now what we want to do is our player inventory. Alright, and here we basically now going to say get inventory. So then we need to get sure a copy. Right, we're going to split this, then we're going to set array element. So on complete we set the array element, split this, type is that, and the amount is actually this amount plus this. So we need to kind of drag this. I guess we could technically just create a variable and just say amount to add, just so I don't have to drag things around. Okay, so then the amount to add, amount plus the integer, add the item, and now the index will be that. Cool, so now we have the index done in the same method that we did the construction proxy. Okay, I need to turn my volume up again, or it can just crash. Alright, fuck it, I'll do it later. Alright, so, 754, not bad, slowly growing. Alright, so now we set the array element for that, and then we can probably return. Okay, so that's our gathering of resources done. Now we need to trigger this gathering of resources. So on our top-down BP blueprints controller, where's our input? So when we left click and we're not in build mode, we're not in the build zone, but if we are in the, so I'm going to say in resource gather zone. So if we're in the resource gathering zone, right, and it's true, then what I want to do is we need to actually actually wait, resource gather zone. No, this will be a, this is not going to do it like this. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to make a function and call it check for resource resource node, right? So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to output our in range, right, and the node. I'm going to output the node, and this is our resource node master blueprint object reference. Great. So what are we going to do? We need to grab our player character reference. Then we need to do like a sphere. Trace, line trace. I don't really want to do a line trace. Well, I guess that's fine. Line trace component. No, not a component. Can we just do a normal sphere trace? Sphere trace for objects? Yeah, sure. Why not? So the start will be where our reference is. We need to get location, get actor location. That will be our start and end. And radius will be, so we can collect things in, let's say, within 1.5 meters. So now object types, make an array. Now these are going to be dynamic. Actually, yeah, dynamic is fine. Or no, we'll just add a different type of object, right? So collision, console collision. There we go. Trace channels. So we have our building objects. So now we need a new one, and we're going to call this resources. So the default response will be block. No, ignore. Actually, no, it does not ignore. It will just overlap. No. These are specific. These will be ignores. So on our construct, no, not the construct. We don't need this anymore. We need the resource node now. So this resource node, right? It needs to have There, collision. No, static mesh, I guess. That's fine. That's gonna be custom. Object type is resources. So it will ignore the mouse trace, but it will block almost everything else. It will overlap that. Sure. Okay. So now I want to debug this for duration, I guess. And just trace for resources. So if, yeah, we'll do that just now. So now what I want to do is event graph. I want to on tick. I want to just check for resource node just to test. Okay, so there's our circle. It's hitting. Okay, cool. So it does check it fine. Okay, fantastic. So what it's going to do is now this resource node, it has to be a pure. So when we check, see, I can now say in range, and then this node, we are then going to say gather resource. And if we're in range only, we're going to gather this resource. Oh, I really like this song. Okay, and then, oh, it's from Mr. Robot. The controller will be obviously self, and we'll just say max amount is 10 because we're cool like that. Okay, so cool. So now what we need to do is we need to finish off with this. So this out hit, I'm going to split it. Now what we're going to say is if we're hitting, it's in range. And what it'll do is this out hit actor, we're going to cast to resource node master blueprint. And that's what we're going to be sending through. So I'm going to try this. Wait. When we do this, I want to just say print string and just say gathering. 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 Okay, so there we go. 51, 54, 60, 78, 81, 88, 91, 93. Okay, cool. So there's our now empty tree stump, which is perfect. But now we just need to make sure that, hey, yeah, sure, this is fine that we're gathering, but we need to make sure that we can actually gather, because if our amount is less than 0, less than 1, right, which is 0, I guess we need a branch here. Branch. So if our amount is less than 0, right, then actually it's only if it's false. We don't need it on true. If true, then you want to return. And because this tree is empty now, that's what it's basically going to say. So I guess I could also just clamp this so it doesn't go below 0 and mess with things. But yeah, okay, it's fine. We'll leave that as is for now. So the tree, oh, like the gathering. Can I find this game on Kickstarter? No, you will not be able to find this game on Kickstarter because it doesn't exist on Kickstarter. Because this is literally, I started this when, like, 2 days ago, and this is literally just to teach people about this, about how to do. Like, I don't really put anything out. You know, like I'll do tutorials, but that's basically it. Alright, so let's add a couple more nodes of trees and see if we can So there we go, wood 1, 2, and 3. So there you go, they're all randomized. So let's gather this tree. We got 81 wood. Yeah, this one has quite a bit of wood. Okay, and now we're gonna go gather this wood as well. So now we should be able to build a whole bunch of wooden structures. Cool. So it's fine. So let's do the next resource type, I guess. So I guess what we do is create a child blueprint and call this rock or stone. So Blender. Ah, goodness. Delete. So add. I'm gonna add like a plane. I'm gonna increase this size a little bit to like this big. And then we need to, I guess, subdivide it a bunch. That's too many times, I think. Yeah, there we go, and then randomize. Okay, that's good. Noise. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm gonna delete a couple of vertices I want to delete. V. The reason I'm deleting some of these vertices is because I want to have like a slightly different shape to this. I'm going for a very low poly kind of stone, I guess. So just get this basic shape going and then we'll carry on. Extruded by E and sculpted. Yeah, I guess you could do that as well, yeah. I'm not very good at sculpting, so that's why I like to do this kind of thing for some reason. I'm weird, I guess. I guess a circle could be just as good, actually. So if we do something like circle, oh shit, wait. To center, and then I want to fill. Well, I want to make it a bit bigger, and then randomize. Yeah, that's good. There, perfect. Looks good enough to me. I guess delete that vertex. Oh shit. Okay, then delete that vertex. I guess we need it. So now we want to extrude and slightly scale down, extrude again, slightly scale down a bit more. Alt M to merge at center. So there's our rock, I guess. What are you building in Blender? It's a rock. I've made a rock. But I'm going to... Well, this is like a rock of, I guess, full. So I just realized I need to undo all this shit. Okay, so here we go. This is our rock base. So I'm going to just do that. So now we need to file, export to FBX of our recent. So this will be rock, stone 0. And then we need to extrude it some more. Export FBX, stone 25. and extrude again. Oops. There you go, 50. Could even rotate it slightly. Oh shit, no. Undo. Then rotate it slightly. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Make it rotate on the Z axis. There you go, and then increase this again. Wait, so 0, 25. Did we do a 50? I actually kind of forgot. Oh, I guess we'll find out. Export FBX. No, we didn't do a stone 50. It's fine. Stone 50. And then file. Export FBX. Stone 75. Nice igloo. Thanks, man. Exactly what I needed to hear. Alt M center. Okay, so this is our okay, cool. So now that we've done all that, no, yeah, I don't want to save. So now resource meshes, stone, and now I just want to import all of our stone that we just created. Import all. Now let's just see how big these are. I guess these are okay. Maybe a bit smaller. I think maybe a little bit smaller would be better. So let's quickly delete all these because I'm the lazy type. I'm not gonna do it the other way. So import these. So I'm gonna make them like a half 0.6. Let's do 0.6. 0.6. Import all. Cool. So there's our stone. Now we need to make a material and just call this stone mat. And we need like a nice stone hex. Constant 3 vector. And the hex for this is 8B8D7A. Yeah, sure, I guess that's a stone. And then we need constant. And again, so it's not metallic. And it's full roughness. Okay, so this color I'm going to make slightly darker. Okay, there you go, that's fine. That looks good to me. I'll take it, I guess. Oh, my feet are so cold today. Okay, great, so now I need to open up all of this. Okay, so now we have our there we go. So now we need to just grab our stone and I'd love to know why it always makes this thing so small. Stone 0, stone 100, 25, 50, 75. Resource type, stone. Max amount, let's say you can get like a good 150 chunks. You can actually import materials. I'll show you what happens though when you do that. If I look here, you see all of these, they basically duplicates. So I just delete the ones I don't need really, and then so you can import them. I just prefer to create them, and then you can like assign them, but I just recreate them in Unreal Engine because I don't know, I like it more. Okay, so now we have some stones, we have some trees. I want to do one more thing. I want to beautify this just a little bit. We don't need these walls really. Actually, we don't need this either. We just need geometry and a box and in the bottom and make this like really big. And make it like so. Okay, I guess it's busy compiling shaders. Okay. While we wait for Unreal Engine to crash for some reason, that's fine. Save everything. I'm probably just going to duplicate this and just call this grass. Just make this a little bit lighter green or something. Save. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Hi from you. Man, I really want to play you guys' music. I want pizza. Oh, I should have put money on my card last night. Damn it. No, I can't even get pizza. Well, I can, but I have to go outside on 2 days. Alright. There we go. So now that our world... Oh god, no, wait. One thing we need to change now is... Immediately. I think you guys saw exactly what I want to change. I want to see what that does. I realized that they changed what emissive color does. If I create grass, metal, and blend and export into fix, yeah, you'll be able to read it. I guess this looks cool. This looks too shiny. Or is it just me? We haven't applied. I can send you pizza from Italy. Oh, pizza from Italy. Or pasta. That sounds really tempting. Okay, so you see, when we click, it doesn't find any resources. So let's gather some wood. Okay, so here we're going to gather a bit of wood. Cool, now I'm going to gather some rock. And there we go, 100 rock. Cool. So there's our rock. Let's gather some more trees. And I'm going to build a house. Oh. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what happened? I think I know the issue. Is it... Yeah, it should ignore resources. Maybe it's just a glitch? Oh, interesting. Event graph. Okay, I'm gonna say actors to ignore. I'm gonna also make an array. Shit, wait. No, wait. Object types. Let's quickly go out here though and do it. Yeah, so you see it spawns it in 0, 0 and then doesn't want to follow it with the mouse. Yeah, I think I know what the issue is. I know. Dollar is what I need. I need a dollar, dollar is what I want to try something. I want to grab this. I can't split this, can I? You, my story, my song with me. I need a dollar, dollar is what I need. Oh, this song. Dollar is what I need. Hey, I need a dollar, dollar is what I need. Hey. Oh, it's actually gonna glow green now, I think, as far as I remember. So yeah, they changed what emissive color does now. It basically glows the color now. So it creates light, which is pretty cool in a sense. Like, it actually glows in the dark. As you can see. You see there's like little light rays right there. Pretty funny. Anyways, the alpha is what I want to emit. I want to try and see if I can get it to, like, do certain things. You know, I need out the door. I need a dollar, dollar is what I need. Hey, need a dollar, dollar is what I need. Hey, need a dollar, dollar is what I need. You, my story, would you share your dollar with me? Alright, so. See, it's hitting the resource nodes. So it's actually here when we check if it's valid. Somewhere here. No, not gather resource state. Construction proxy. This is where it checks if we are valid. Oh, because these resource nodes are probably counted as dynamic, aren't they? No. Wait, dynamic building proxies, ignore. That's what it needs to do. It needs to ignore the building proxies and these spheres probably as well. Custom. It needs to overlap resources. And actually building proxies, ignore. That's what it needs to do. Dollar is what I need. Hey, so this should work now. No, still? You're still being triggered. Damn. Just... Yeah, physics collisions is fine. Maybe that. Here we go. Sphere is well dynamic. That's why it's doing it. Because this... There we go. Now it work. It should work now, I think. See... Stockpile. Okay, so it's not hitting it anymore, but... not following the mouse either. Why is the mouse not being followed? Oh my god, I'm a moron. Guys, and you don't even tell me this. Gosh, what do I have you here for? Where the hell? Solidify. I guess select the matching brush. No, I want... It's very easy what I want. Fuck it, fine. I'll create the static mesh and just call this like floor mesh. Because no, create static mesh. Okay, so now this is the problem, guys. Is wait, there's collisions, custom collisions. It is sure, but it must block the mouse trace. And the players okay, so all of this needs to drop to the floor. This doesn't count as a floor anyway. Oh my god. Ouch. There we go. Oh, that was so... this is painful. Things wrong. Fine, we'll do it the other way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a landscape. Where's our resource gathering? Wood, grass, and sure, fill world, create. Da 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 dum. Da 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 da. This is pretty big world now. Yeah, it looks good to me. Now, what we need to do is grab... oh shoot. What did I just delete? Oh, I just deleted the world. Fuck. Create. There we go. Alright, so now we need to go back to this, grab this and drop it. Yay, there we go. Fantastic. This is too fast now. Okay, now we need to make sure that, yeah, block all should be fine. Okay. Okay, wait 1 second. Collision presets. Oh yes, because mouse trace. It will be a custom, and mouse trace needs to go on there as well. There we go. Okay, now the other thing that our construction proxy needs to check for is whether it is going to be hitting a resource node, because we don't want it to be able to hit the resource node, right? So here we now need to add resources. Alright, so there we go. Stockpile. Yes, now we cannot place there. We can place there, but not here because it's hitting a resource node, you see? But I guess that these resource node spheres can actually just be yeah, sure, make them like let me just think what they would be called. I guess world static. Yeah, sure. Okay, so no, now the mesh, however, needs to overlap. Okay, still didn't do it. Block maybe. Try for blocking. I don't understand. Oh god, what is it doing? So maybe then let's just make the sphere slightly smaller, like 200. And yeah, then I guess we could technically make it then. Wait. Here. Ah, there we go. That's why it's collision enabled. That's why it wasn't working. There we go. And now we can build it right there. So now we can build it, use up some of our resources. I'm going to build another one. There we go. Check our inventory. 25, 25, and 50. Cool. So let's build another stockpile. Now, in order to actually make a working stockpile, it's slightly different, but we'll get there. We can get there still. Okay, so now we shouldn't have any wood and any... So if I try and build a hut... Right, so here's our house. Build house. Okay, a player can just run through it as well. Okay, so we don't have the resources, but we can gather. We now have ability to gather. Right, so now we have a bunch of wood. So there we go. We can now continue adding wood to our hut. Now we need to get some stone. So here we go, some stone. How much stone do we have? 54 stone. That's fine enough. There we go. Hut did not spawn. Why does it do that half the time? It's very annoying. This hut doesn't spawn sometimes. It gets killed. So I guess we need to check construction. Check if complete. Always spawning, no collisions. Building mesh for proxy doesn't get added through from the building to construct. And what? La 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 la. Build menu. There's probably something here. La 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 la. La 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 la. So building to construct. Right here. Place construction. So event graph. Hut for 0. Build house. Ah. Why don't we need this now? Well, let's try storage. And here we do a hut, because this could be an issue as well. Building to build, there it is. Ah. Wait, is that normal? Oh, yes, because this makes the thing, it places the construction, and then it does it, so... Hmm. Yeah, no, that's fine. So let's try and build a house. Okay, that's not a house. Because these are around the wrong way. This is storage. And this is a hut. There we go. Makes the house now. And now, okay, so we gathered a little bit of wood there. But yeah, we're gonna need to increase that resource node thing. It's too small. Give me a reason to lie. I guess it was just a glitch. It's a very strange glitch, but yeah, we need to change these resource nodes. The meshes, apparently I can just run through this shit. Sphere. To collision enabled. Really doesn't matter to me, and this sphere needs to go back up to 3 meters, not 3,000. Why can't I run through this? This is a static mesh. Don't let me run through it. Block the pawn. What the fuck? Oh, because I'm a moron again. Once again. I always do this. Always. Every damn time. Where's our resource gathering? Is wood, right? So, like, yeah, sure, we have all these cool ass tree 50 and tree 75. So we have these trees and rocks, but this is the issue. Oh no, they have a collision. Well, I guess we're just gonna give them a better one anyway, so we gotta apply. We'll give them a better collision. There we go, that's better. Save. Apply. What is it, 50? Damn hiccups. Give me a reason. Does this have a collision? Yeah, it does. It just, for some reason, doesn't work. Okay. Cool, and then tree 0 also needs a collision. Macaroni. So let's try this again. I shouldn't be able to. I really should not. Wait. Wait. Top-down BP, blueprints, character, mesh, collision presets. That's the issue. That's probably the problem. So custom, and we're gonna block resources. We're gonna leave the building proxies as overlaps though. Cool. Or not. Dude, are you high on drugs? Object type is pawn. So block the resources. What is it noise? That's a weird noise. I don't like hearing noises from my computer like this. I need to tighten the bolts. Object type resources. I want you to block the resources. I don't want you to do other weird shit with it. So maybe this is probably the other thing. Aha, custom pawn, block the resources. Yay, there we go. Gather the shit out of these trees. Okay, so now we have a bunch of wood. I'm gonna build a house, man. Dun 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 dun. We have a house. So, alright, so that's cool. So now we have resources. We can gather resources. Cool, so we can gather resources. We can make structures with those resources. So, what do we have left? This grass is still extremely shiny. Like, too shiny. Okay, guys, so in 45 minutes, I'm gonna go organize dinner. And then when I'm done eating, then I'll be back. And I shall indulge you people further. Cool, now, the next thing I want to do is I'm actually gonna remove some of these, like, things. Like this, we don't need to know that we're out of build mode anymore, we know that all works. So just anything that's visual, we don't really need. So resource node, gather the resources, no printing there, oh there you go, gathering, we don't need to know that anymore. And I think it just crashed. Yeah, it crashed. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, interesting. Okay, compile. Save everything now. Cool. Okay. So the next thing we need here, draw debug type none. Is there a way to like find okay. Find me trace. I want to find any sort of trace. Okay, we don't need that one. Check for resource node. None. Okay, sphere, trace for objects. Perfect. Okay, so this one is all done. Construction proxy. Now, here I know we have a couple of things. So, like, this box is hidden in game now. Our check construction doesn't have anything. Check complete doesn't have anything. Change material also. Check create build zone. There we go. None. Okay. Build construction. Cool. Use resource. I don't think we have anything that gets printed there. Oh, it does it. We still have like a thing that types hello twice. I just don't know what. I don't remember what calls that. Hello, hello. Okay, so it's when it gets constructed. No, maybe it's when begin play then. Not on begin play. Create the build zone. Maybe. I guess we could just do like find print string. Dun, dun, dun. I'm actually gonna keep that's the only print string I actually want to keep. So it's probably in the build menu somewhere. Don't need that anymore. Ooh. Damn, actually now I honestly don't remember where. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh yeah, and also when there's still a bunch of stuff in construction proxy that we haven't done. There we go, box trace. I guess here we could search for print string. Print string. Don't have the resources. It's not there. Could it be here? It's not there. Oh, I know where it is. It's because it creates the building. Right, so under master blueprint. No, that's also not it. Damn, I actually honestly don't know where it would be. That print 5. Oh. Okay, I know where it's getting it. It's under this resource monitor. On no, sorry, it's under the build progress bar. That's definitely where it is now. I just know it. There it is. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, we don't need that or that or that. There we go. We're gonna build this stockpile. cool, that works. Let's just make sure the tree gathering works. 43, okay. I definitely want to add like icons and things that display the inventory. I also want to, because these resource nodes are probably going to be very abundant, so let's just close other tabs. Yes. Okay, so then our resource gathering, this master blueprint, that actually checks our resource state. I actually only wanted to do things, right, if this percentage right, is bigger than 0. If it's at 0, then I really don't give a shit, you just return. Oh wait, sorry, if percentage is greater, so it's the other way around. Just want to make sure this is... Did I get this wrong? Yeah, I did. Wait. If, wait. Percentage is greater than 0. Yeah, so it's right. So if it's bigger than 0, so this was right. So if true. If false, you just return. Actually, if false, now I see this, so I wanted to remove all these print strings and things, because now we can basically start fresh with the print strings. Just to do some more debugging, because we are doing a slightly different system now, so. Okay, so there we go, now it's minusing it. If it is greater or equal to 0, that's why, because it was working. It's just, I guess we could just do this if it's bigger than like 5. Otherwise it becomes, yeah, there you go. There you go. So you see, this can still technically gather a little bit, and then that's it. Now we need to like give some sort of like input that this is gathering, right? So now these things actually won't keep on calling the function every single time. Well, it will, but it won't actually have to do anything to change anything. Now we're just returning the value immediately. Okay, cool. So that's working. So now we have a resource system. We have our gathering system. We have our inventories. We have our building. What else? What else would we need? If you're watching and you can type, let me know what else we should add. I'm gonna put on some music while I wait. Alright, yeah, so now we need to decide what else we want to add in here. I'm gonna remove some of these, like this post-process volumes, light mass important. It's cool how it all fades to one color. Where am I from and how old I am? Originally I'm from Ukraine, but I spent about 12 years of my life in South Africa, and I'm currently in Ukraine. So essentially I'm from Ukraine, but South Africa at the same time, and I'm 22 years old. The sun is too bright now. Where's this light? And it's down 0.6 and 0.6. Oh, that's better. Okay, now this light source. Which way is it pointing? Directly down. Okay, this world a little bit more shadowy. Yeah, that's better. Now I want to check one more thing. What would this entire world look like in orthographic view? No, it's too close. Let's do 3000. Okay, interesting. That's cell shading. You see, the problem is I'm very bad at like the artsy stuff. So cell shading, not exactly my, like any of the art stuff is not exactly my forte. Okay, I kind of like this. I like the look of this right now. But I don't like how bright everything is. It's like original 10? No ways, are you mad? I'm going specifically for this slightly darker look. Yeah, the reason there wasn't a shadow is when you change cameras into orthographic camera doesn't actually produce shadows. It doesn't do moving shadows, dynamic shadows. It has to do static shadows because orthographic camera is actually mainly used for mobile. But it gives the game such a cool, like you can get a very cool look with the orthographic camera. What if we add like camera rotation to this? No, I actually want to do sun cycle. Ah, Where did I see this? This is a really good one. I'll tell you now. Wait, I need to make a copy of the sky sphere, and you can basically work with that. Alright, let me turn this music off. Content, let's see, how did I do it again? It's like here, view, engine content. And then it's like sky, engine sky, there we go. Okay, so we don't want to see the engine content, so let's do sun. I'm just gonna say sky BP. I'm gonna paste it all here. Why is this? Something here is extremely bright. Okay, I'm gonna take out the skylight. This reflection capture we don't need. Atmospheric fog we don't need. Sky sphere. This is also probably the other thing. You see, alright, so directional light is our light source. Refresh the material. Put this up to like, yeah, it looks fine. Second event, tick sun rotation, update the BP sphere of the sky. Yeah, but okay, why? Why is it so bright? I want to know. Are you kidding? What is so bright? Hmm. 0.6 and this 0.6, because this isn't just like, it's something else. It's maybe the angle. Well, it's complete nighttime. Like, look, it's still being lit up. Let me try one thing there. Okay, and then sky sphere, refresh. Okay, so now build the lighting. Yeah, while the lighting is being built, I actually remember there was a way to turn this effect off. But honestly, I don't know what it could be that would be doing this. Yeah, no, I know. But remember, I'm doing this specifically in a live stream because I don't know. That's just what I want to do currently. I am going to be making a much shorter version of this, where we actually have all the information that we need. So yeah, that's gonna. Shoot. It's definitely going to be a much shorter version of this, of the building system. It's going to be split up into building system, resource system, all of that. It's just, basically, I'm kind of doing this. I'm learning it as I go along, in a sense. So yeah, like you guys are basically doing this with me at the same time. Plus, I can interact more, which I like. Wee. Cool. Alright, so save. That's fine. See, like, why? Why is this lighting doing this? I'm going to put you down even more. Or I could just change the light source color as well to like more yellowish. Just like a sun yellow. Why not? Sun yellow hex. Because, wow, my computer is struggling with this. Me like that up always do. There we go. I stare at you. Oh wow, it makes it like very orangey. Too dark. Need to be lighter. Yeah, sure. But that's too bright. See, there's other... Something else is still... There we go. 0.1. I'm gonna just increase this slowly and see what is causing the issue. I mean, that's 0.1. Yeah, I guess just wait for lighting to build. I'm actually thinking just quickly doing this thing, grabbing this landscape and deleting it. I'm gonna cancel the building of the light quick. One reason, and one reason only, is because we don't need that much landscape. And go. We don't need that many, so like 10 by 10. Yeah, sure, that's fine by me. It's true, I crave you. I crave you. Na 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 na. I want, like, you know what I really would like is some like low poly Viking models with animations, and replace this character with like a little Viking. That'd be so cute. But I can't animate to save my life. Too bright. Where is it? I need to find this thing. It's somewhere here. I just need to remember where. It's in like the lighting system as far as I remember. The room dripping in gold. Garbage collection. Wait, Unreal Engine 4. How to turn off the what would it be called? Like the light effect. I don't know what it's called. Eye adaptation. There we go. In your camera. Oh, okay. Okay. In your camera, look at the auto exposure section. Okay, there we go. It's not even on. Basic. 1.6 there. Does it look like it's getting brighter? Not to me. So I think that's fixed it. Okay, so now we've chopped these trees. Alright, cool. Oh, now that's so much better. Alright. So, what do we do? VP Skysphere. We open this up. Okay, so, tick. Damn, I really wish I remember how to do this. So, delta seconds, and what I want to do is, float 1, wait, no. Wait. I remember this. Oh yeah, okay, so that's what it was. Okay, so we're basically going to times this. Our sun speed. I guess we'll put on 30 for now. Then we wanna make a rotation. Make a rotator. Roll pitch, y'all. Okay, cool. Then what we want to do is grab our directional light actor, add rotation. And then we want to update sun direction. I think that's basically it. Let's press play. There we go. Day-night cycle. Okay, so now all we need to figure out is basically this. Wait, X. Yeah, okay, so this is north, right? So we need to make sure that the sun is pointing. Let me just make sure that I get this right. Okay, so we need to rotate this 90 degrees. This way. If we press play, there we go. Rising in. No, it rose the wrong way. Damn it, so it was the opposite. It's just 180. Turn it 180. There we go. No, it was the right way. Man, I just confused myself. Damn, I was so right the first time. Wait, it rises in the east, right? So it sets towards the west. So this is where the shadows should be going, in this direction. Right, okay, so we're gonna press play. Okay, so, okay, I was right the second time. Whoa, that's so cool. I just thought the entire world just span out. Is it going the right way? Guys, okay, I'm so confused now. Wait. Sun is supposed to move from east to west. So there. Okay, so the shadows need to go towards my bottom right corner. Okay, so sky sphere. -30. That's probably the issue. There we go. Doesn't really matter which way I turned it, it wasn't gonna make a difference. Now, the only thing we need to do is this grass is two-sided. The reason it's two-sided is because it has to basically block the light of the sun, because that's what the world does. Alternatively, we could make like a giant sphere and have everything. We really could do that. We could basically make a giant sphere and place everybody on that sphere. So you're actually playing the game on a sphere, which could be actually pretty cool if I think about it. I'll have to think about how to implement gravity, but just see, does the thing work properly now? It's blocking the sun. Yeah, they see it now. There's no extra sun. Great. I'm gonna gather some rocks. Okay, what if we can add? I'm gonna add a little thing to our building system. Great. Yeah, so we actually still have to make this into a function, I know. Array of buildings, we need to make another building. So add a component. No, this building mesh will be a cube. Oh, right, because we actually set it to this here cube. There we go. Now, the only difference with this cube is I want to make it very specific. Like, I want to make this like 2. So I want to move this up to 100 and make this like 0.2 and 0.2. Right, then on top of that, I want to add a particle emission emitter particle system. Do we have any? Yes, fire. Okay, now the other thing is this is going to be type, and we'll say none. What do we need for this? We just need wood 10, and I don't think this really matters what the construction time here is, because it gets set differently anyways. So on our build menu, this becomes one more. We get a torch. So this 2. We'll make this pillar, I guess. Sure. Build a torch. And yeah, our thing is not going to work because our collisions are slightly off for our landscape. So here we go, collision presets, custom, block the mask trace, build torch. There we go. So I'm gonna build a torch like right here. There we go, we have a torch. I'm gonna build another torch over here. Hey! Cool, now let's add a light here. Light. We need like a yellowish light here. And this radius will be like 500. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty cool. Could make this particle system slightly smaller, really, like 0.2. Doesn't have to be such a big flame. Actually, 0.5 is fine. And put it up just a little bit. Probably best to add like an actual flame kind of thing going on, but not right now. I'm gonna move this up. There we go. Wait, did we put the torch to actually be used with 10 wood? Really? Okay, let's do 5 wood. I don't think we need that much wood to make a damn torch. Hey. Okay, cool. I like that. That works. We could do a little shooting system here as well. Oops. Yeah, we could do like a little shooting system. And probably like a proper actual torch would be best. Gather some wood. Oh, shoot. There we go. We now have a house. Yeah, I think we could do like a little shooting system. Maybe add some enemies or something. What do you guys think? Zombies. Ooh, we could kind of go further with this while we wait for the new engine version. And basically what we can do is we can like try and make a system where it's like basically like a colony builder, but from your perspective. So you are the colony builder, but you get like AIs that do certain things and stuff. That could be pretty cool. The other thing we could do is do the storage stockpile. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's put in like storage capabilities, right? So here we go, storage, and the storage master blueprint. Now, the reason we actually have a storage master blueprint and not just storage small is because now we can edit how many slots of inventory, for example, are in this. So functions, this will be like get inventory, and all this does is basically we're gonna have a variable. I'm gonna call this like storage slots, and this is an integer, and it's editable, and then we need like inventory, and we actually have this already, so it's inventory slot array. Cool. So when we say get inventory, we just return our inventory. Easy. So if let's see, we can do like a on click on clicked, we can create a widget. Create widget. And what do we create? We need to create an inventory menu. Now I'm thinking, what if we change our inventory menu, right? Because this will refresh the inventory. No, wait. It's not refresh. It's fill inventory widgets. So it needs to get the inventory slots and okay, no, that's fine. So it will say basically fill inventory slots. That does it on creation, right? Fill inventory slots. Fill inventory slots. Yes. So here, create the inventory widget. Then we want to cast. We're gonna cast it. I'm gonna save this. This is our inventory widget. And then as the widget, then all we have to do is we say add to viewport. Now this inventory widget, I actually want to change fill inventory widget. I don't want it to do it with this. I guess what we need is an input, and here we say inventory slots, number of slots. There you go. And this is an integer we drag that out, and this is now what's getting connected up. We don't need that. Cool. Now this gets cut out and goes into here. And this can be removed. We put that like so. Great. Compile. We're going to press play, check that our inventory still works. Perfect. Now, what I want to do is, shoot, wait, this is inventory menu widget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this is our building inventory. So building inventory. That's what we need to do. So here, we're not going to get the play anymore. So event construct. This number of slots. So here, this is going to be inventory slots number, and this is a integer, and it's editable and exposed on spawn. So when we construct, we then set that for the inventory widget, and then our refresh inventory is not going to be from our player reference, but from our building, and this is a building. This is actually storage MVP because storage. Or should we be able to store things inside houses? That's another question. So get inventory. So this is a refresh inventory thing. And now building. Event construct. We're gonna have here, which we're gonna call this our building. And this is storage. Master blueprint object reference. It's editable and exposed on spawn. So this is the building. Cool. So save. Now we're going to go back to our storage master blueprint. So here, inventory. Storage. There we go. So building is self. And number of slots will be our storage slots. We'll compile. Does not inherit blueprint. That's why it doesn't inherit things. This is building inventory. Inventory. No, I just misspelled building, that's why. Have I seen Game of Thrones? I've never actually watched it, to be honest. Oh, right. It helps if we actually set the amount of things in there now. So building BP, storage, stockpile small now needs to have, let's say the stockpile small will have 4 storage slots, okay? And we're gonna give it I'm just gonna say gold, and there's like 10 gold in there, just to test. Actually, no, I want to test with something that we already have. So I'm gonna say stone. So stockpile. Okay, apparently that's still a valid placement. Glitch, I guess. Okay, there we go. 10 stone is in there. Cool. Cool. That's working now. So now I'm going to remove the amount of stone. Storage slots, let's go, let's say there's 12. Because, I mean, full storage, I mean, it is an expensive thing, so yeah, it's fine. That's good. Alright, cool. So, 12 storage slots. Now, the other thing we need to do is we actually need to, when we open up a building inventory, we also need to open up our player's inventory. Actually, do we? Yeah, we do, because I want to be able to transfer items and everything. But now our buildings have the capacity to actually have storage. So let's quickly do this. Okay, wait. It is 7 p.m. So I'm gonna go organize some food because pretty hungry. Shouldn't be too long, I guess. I just need to run down to the supermarket, grab some food, then make it, eat it, and then I'll be back. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. But wait, I want to test one more thing before we go. I'm just gonna build a torch quickly. And I also want to check why I could place something in the tree. Okay, cool. So it doesn't work with it doesn't just work with anything. It has to be a storage building. What's the issue? Then just access torch. Okay, no, that's fine. That will always happen. So one more thing was in the construction proxy. We need to check for resources. Okay, wait. So valid material is placeable only is if it is valid. So then why could I place the stockpile in this tree and still build it? So it's saying it's not valid, but it still lets me build? That doesn't seem right. Do you know any sites where to download good textures like Polygon or Megascan? No clue, unfortunately. As I said, I am not in the artsy part of being a game designer or developer, I guess. As I said, I'm more of a game developer than a designer. Take that as you must, or do with that as you wish. Alright, so let me just check here, blueprints, and then the controller. When we click, that's what I want to check, is when we click, are we in build mode? Ah. Okay, that's weird. I didn't... We've always been able to place things. I'm a moron. 1 second, need to push myself up. Now, when we build, we need to get this proxy. And then we need to get is placeable. Because if we're not placeable, if true, if false, then don't do shit. We need to be able to place things, right? So there we go, placeable, press play. Now, if I try and build a stockpile in there, nothing happens, but there, something does happen. So, cool, 50 clicks later. There we go. Okay, now there is one more issue I was seeing, and that is with the guys, you have to check out this song. It's called Go Fuck Yourself by 2 Feet. So build resource monitor. There. So, oh, because that's the issue. Because it's looking for iron and not scrap. So now if we try and build a house, there we go, now scrap is working. Now I want to build a stockpile here as well. Okay, so yeah, you see it can't because there's too many resources around. Or can it? No, that's in the houses. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Why? Okay, let's try build stockpile. Oh, it does that glitch where it deletes the... Oh no, it doesn't. It's so weird. Okay, so there... But this won't let me click inside it. Oh, it's probably intersecting. Oh, there we go. So create that one. And then I also want to change a couple of things here. So in our stockpile small, I want to add the same like little lights and things that we had here. So something like light, right? And it was a point light. We had what? Source radius of 500. Where's our torch? Copy this and this. I guess delete that and then paste it. There we go. Wait, no, hold on. What am I doing? This is 0. There we go. Now this basically gets duplicated. No, just paste it again. And with these, so like 235 by 230 by 380. Okay, so this is 235 by minus 230 and 380. Okay, now we just paste this again and again because we're going to need 2 of them. So this is minus 235, 230, 380, and this is minus 235, 230, 380, and this is negative, minus 230. Okay, compile and play. So now if we're to build a stockpile, it would be lit up, which is a nice touch, I guess. Oh, fucking idiot, I accidentally watch the live stream from the beginning after 10 minutes noticed it. That's funny. There we go, nice and lit up as well. Cool. Yeah, I like it. I think we're gonna go with this project for now. So we're gonna add some sort of enemy. So can I re-answer your question about the sites? No, I don't know where I would find, where you could find textures. Because main reason being the fact that I seriously am not in the arts department of this. So yeah, like I'm a game developer, not a game designer. There is a difference, unfortunately. Like I would love to know. Oh god, such bad frame rates. I would love to know and find out like where I can get textures and models and stuff that are really good, but unfortunately I have no clue. And until I can find someone who is feeling kind enough, you could say, to help me out and do like models and stuff for me, I don't think I'll be able to actually do much. So now I'm going to add one more directional light, and basically this is going to be like the moon. So I'm going to go to the lighting, and it's going to be very, very subtle, like 0.6, no, 0.2, and the light color will be blue, so not red, not green, but blue. It'll be just a dark blue, almost there, and then like so. So it will be there, and it won't change, as you can see. So now everything has like a slight blue tint to it. So what I want to do is I want to edit how fast this sky sphere moves. So like minus 120. And that's just because he said, okay, I'll show you the Steam notification, and said that I was not watching the live. That's pretty funny though. Oh, no, it's too fast. What? Minus 1. Okay, but now I want to just rotate it, the actual landscape, not the landscape, the light source, so that it is actually already nighttime. So like there we go, perfect. So as you can see now, everything has like a slight little blue tint to it. Okay, but 1 is still way too fast. So like, what would be a good speed? Like a minus 0.1 that should slow down 10 times. There we go, nice little blue light going on. I really don't know why it does. Oh, it's because this is edge? No, this is the edge. Oh yeah, this is the blue light. I think it's still a bit too much blue, but this isn't too bad. Okay, so we can just play around with this blue now. To say maybe less, like 0.1. And this blue, go like blue, but like, why does this look pink almost? Jeez, like, It's like a, seriously, just a dark blue. There you go. Or was that too dark? That was the issue, right? So we need a slightly lighter blue, I guess. Still too much, right? I mean, come on, still way too much. Oh wait, it's gonna do that. That's why it's so fast. There we go. So there's our blue. No, it's too much. I wanna see, can we like do simulate? And then I wanna, wait, maybe if I just find like a midnight blue. Midnight blue. Hex. And there it is. 1970. 1970. Close the other tabs because we don't need them. Sure, save. I don't know why grass keeps on like thinking it changed. Make the material of the player emissive. Do you mean like so it radiates a bit of light? I could do that. That's pretty easy. Skeletal mesh. Wait in. Let me just check that this is the right thing. That's the thing we need. Okay, so material attributes, body color. Shoot, we need to remember how to do this now. Wait. We just need to find the right thing. Well, technically what we could do is something very easy. We just go like this. We go top down BP, character, and we make a material here and just call this player matte. I'm not gonna edit this shit. There we go. So what we do is we get a base color. Colors, actually it's like a, what is constant 3 base color. So skin, peach, hex, FF-9. That's pretty cool. FF-9. Alright, and then emissive color, we get another one. And we say like that's sun yellow that we use again. So sun yellow. Yellow hex. There we go. Come on, give me the color code. FDB 813. Okay, and then that's the emissive color. Now we need constant of, it's not metallic, and it is very rough. Because I don't want them to be shiny. So you'll see now, we're actually gonna completely glow, which is also not exactly something I'd want to do, but pretty easy to do. The other thing we could do is basically make just his little circle in the chest glow like Iron Man. I really don't like how they changed that. That's now the emissive color. I mean, come on. Still compiling shaders? What's happening? This directional light, yeah. Movable. I don't think our shading is still in effect. So just waiting for that. Yeah, you can still see the little grids on him. Just look like giant Minecraft pixels. Still hasn't compiled. There we go, cheese. So, as you can see, he's literally glowing in the dark. Which is cool in certain, like, applications, I guess. Like, you can say, like, okay, so when something is selected, make it emissive. That's one way you can do it. Actually, that's a very good way to do it. But, yeah. It doesn't, like, literally emit light, but there's a way to do that, I just don't know how. But, yeah, it does make him literally glow. So, layer matte, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this material. I'm going to say chest. So that the material itself is not going to have anything. I don't know what to eat, guys. I don't know what to go get. Like, I have a clue, obviously, but I don't know what I want. Equip the PG with a torch. You mean like for the dark? Yeah, well, you can build a torch. But yeah, I guess we could do that. So here's the mannequin. Now, this matte chest. His chest will glow. Oh, yeah, but yeah, we could equip him with a torch, I guess. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I don't like the fact that his chest is doing that stupid thing. Cheese lamp? That looks like a lamp. A cheese lamp. Oh, yeah, I see we got like this nice little torch. There we go. Cheese lamp. That's funny. Alright. Yeah, we could add a very quick torch to the player. So, I mean, that's very easy. Here we go, viewport. I'm not going to attach it, obviously, to his hand or anything. But, yeah, it's pretty easy. You just go like this. You add a cube. And you make it really small, like 0.1. .05. And then make this a bit bigger, so you make it like 1.6. 0.5, there we go. And it's basically exactly the same way what we just did earlier. So there's our player torch thing. We're obviously too lazy to attach it and make an animation, but and there we go, player torch. And above that we need to add our, very easy, we just go back to our building system and we go to our torch and grab this. and there, parent it. Now this point light goes to 0, and oops. This intensity just needs to drop to like 1000. And then this particle system, like 0.2. Oops. I don't know why it's 10, but 0.2. 0.05. Yeah, this fire is technically not the right one to do here, but it's fine. Alright, so there's our player with his torch. That light is too bright once again, so this radius we can bring down to like 500, I think. The source radius can also go down to like 100, because we don't need it to be that big. And this intensity, let's bring it down to 500. I don't think... Yeah, there we go. Let's run off this way. And the cool thing we can do is we can say like, don't cast shadows. Because that way, see, our player won't get in the way of the light. It's probably the better thing to do. And it saves on a little bit of processing power. So we collect the rocks. We'll add like little icons in the UI and everything. But yeah, I think the next thing that we should do is have... now, if we hold right click, then he'll look in the direction of the mouse. How about that? Well, that's after dinner. And then we're going to also make it so that we can... We'll also make it so that we can, like... we'll make it so that we can actually start storing things inside these stockpiles. I'm going to try and build now again before I close this off. Because I want to see if this is going to keep on doing it or not. No, okay, so it does happen like sometimes where it kills... I don't know, it's probably in the code somewhere it kills the thing before it's finished. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I just realized something. We can save on a little bit of power, like we can save a little bit of power, like computing power, if we remove all these extra point lights, basically. So I'm gonna do this, this, and this. We delete those 3, and we put this in the middle. Right, so 0 and 0. And we do something like this. This should work just fine as well. Create the stockpile. There we go. So now we're only using 1 light instead of 4. How about move the widget of the inventory in the HUD in the top right? You mean like our inventory? Yeah, that could also work. Well, yeah, it's like the thing that shows how much inventory you have. Yeah, that could work. But it all depends on what are we actually going for with the game. I actually think this rock turned out pretty well. I don't know what you guys think. But yeah, I think the inventory, like, you should see your resources. But you see, the problem is, actually, we want this to cast shadows. Because, see, I wanted to cast a shadow across that tree. So let me try something. No, I think we'll have to probably have it cast a shadow. But the way we can, you see, like, yeah, this can cast a shadow, that's fine. Because now what we can do is we can actually just move this light up. Yeah, there we go. See, now that we moved it up, it looks slightly better. So now all we have to do is just play with it until we figure out where we want it. I like that. That kind of works. See, and it creates that nice little shadow outline as it goes along. But it's all aesthetics. Alright, so now that we're done with this part, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save everything. And I'm gonna go get dinner because I'm really hungry. So, oh jeez, nearly killed myself. So, thank you very much, guys, for joining. I'll be back later tonight, most probably. But let me rather not lie to you and tell you that. And there's like a 60% chance that I'll be back tonight. Depends on how things go, because I do have a little bit of other things to do. But if I can get everything done before then, I shall come back and you guys can watch me again, and I'll be back. Thank you very much for joining if you did, and I'll see you guys next time.